Breaking news! Trump says he'll sign an executive order instructing all federal agencies to cease all programs that promote gender transitions at any age. He also says he's calling on Congress to prohibit taxpayer funding for sex-affirming procedures. This will ruin people's lives. Great! Slow down for a second, let me tell you why this is actually a good thing. Because what he is saying here is not transgenderism is illegal. That's Russia. What he's saying here is taxpayers and random people who are not involved will not have to pay for your sex change surgeries. And he's saying he's going to cease the agencies that are encouraging this bullshit. Because number one, and most importantly, y'all are mentally ill, so you do not need doctors with scalpels, you need therapists with time. And then second, like I just said, it shouldn't be anybody else's job to pay for those surgeries but your own. So yeah, no more agencies to cover your ass and no more doctors to tell you this is a good idea. If you're really confident, then validate yourself and pay for it yourself.
I couldn't say it better myself. Now they would know what responsibility feels like.
You guys, since Trump was announced the winner, normally, I live on Fordham, and normally on Fordham, all you see is like tables with tents and people just taking the whole sidewalk where you can't even walk. 42nd Street is full of criminals and shit. Since Trump was announced the winner, when I tell you our streets have been clean, our train system have been clean of people, and like you could walk in the sidewalks, like I can't even explain to you the feeling of peace that I feel in safety. Like it just feels so great. Like, thank you to all the people that voted for Trump. Like, this needed to happen. And yes, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm not against immigration. But when you come here to vandalize, to steal, and then to laugh at the taxpayer, telling them to go to work so that you can eat while you slay up in a 5-star hotel for free, yeah, it's time for you to go home. And whoever don't like it, you don't gotta like it. It's my right as a citizen, as a natural born citizen, even though I was born in Michigan, but Puerto Ricans were natural born citizens. So, sorry.
To all you people that are getting on social media over the last couple of days and saying, if you voted for Donald Trump, unfriend me. I have no respect for you. We are not the same. Let me ask you a question. If you have to go to the hospital today, or your husband has to go to the hospital today and get heart surgery, did you make sure that you vetted the doctor to see who he voted for? And if you have to go get on an airplane this holiday season to go see your mother, your daughter, your sister, your brother, before you get on that airplane, are you going to check with the pilot in the cockpit to make sure that he voted for Kamala Harris? And if he voted for Donald Trump, are you getting off? If your car breaks down on the side of the road and you need a tow truck driver to take your car to the mechanic, are you going to make sure you ask the tow truck driver, wait, before you come get my car, who did you vote for? And when he takes it to the mechanic, are you going to call the mechanic and say, before you fix my car, I need to know who you voted for? And if your animal is sick and then you're in dire need of a veterinarian, are you going to call the vet and say, hold on, before you save my animal, I need to make sure you voted for Kamala Harris. I need to make sure that we're all on the same side. And if your house catches on fire and you call 911, are you going to make sure you tell the dispatcher, only send the people who voted for Kamala Harris? Go ask a veteran or a soldier who they voted for. Because if you have no respect for the people who voted for Donald Trump, that you have no respect for our soldiers, and you don't fucking belong here. Simple. Simple. I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I voted for Donald Trump because he was the better of the two.
She made some fantastic and valid points. None of the liberals are gonna do what she said right here, because we all know that most Trump supporters are essential workers. Without that workforce, nothing will get done.
I didn't vote for Trump, but my wife did. And she might not care very much about her comments, but I do. And let me tell you something. You got a lot of nerve getting into somebody's comments just because they decided to vote different than you, to go into someone's comments and tell them that they should be poisoned. That's not very live, laugh, love of you, is it? You should really watch your mouth. Because sometimes there's somebody else looking for that shit, and when they find it, you're gonna really piss them off. Myself specifically. So don't make me find you. Watch your mouth and watch how you're fucking talking to my wife.
Yeah.
I got this.
So in all seriousness, I think you guys think you're doing something by threatening us, by, you know, I don't know, trying to get us canceled. You're pushing your side, people who are on your side, further towards us.
Not for anything, but democracy is about our democratic process. And whether we like it or not, the whole thing about being in a democracy is having the right to make a choice, which is what the left fights for, having that choice for what I do with my body. But that also means having my choice in the democratic process, like it or not.
And you could shave your heads as much as you want. You can abstain from sex as much as you want. You're handing us 99% of the straight male vote.
Thank you. It's your body. You have a right to your choice.
Bye.
Do it to it.
I know a lot of Democrats are upset right now with Trump winning, and you guys are saying that you guys want to move to Canada. Well, we're two Canadians, but we're living in Texas right now. And so we thought we should actually come up with a solution for that, because I would give a kidney to have a United States citizenship. Like, we're on visas right now. They expire in 5 years. But to the Democrats that actually want to move to Canada, to a slow-moving communist crap hole that is under Justin Trudeau's rule for the last 9 years, and even his own party wants him out of the Liberal caucus because he's an absolute tyrant and ruining the country. We are willing to trade our Canadian passports for your American passports. So if you guys want to do a marriage in Canada, you guys will get Canadian citizenships and then we'll get American citizenships. I mean, I don't know if you can donate organs for a citizenship, but my blood type is AB. I don't know if it's positive or negative. I know it's AB. But if anyone needs a kidney in exchange for a passport, I'm totally down. What about you?
Man, woman, he, they, them, whatever. I'll marry whoever.
Yeah, we'll marry whoever. We'll even get a divorce temporarily just so that we can do this. And we figure, hey, that way you guys can experience what communism is like, and being overtaxed for free healthcare that's not even free at all, and we can enjoy one of the most free countries in the world. Now if you guys think that we're just ignorant and arrogant, I lived in Europe. I was born there. I lived in Switzerland, Germany. I've lived in Australia, and I've lived in Canada, and honestly you guys do not understand just how much freedoms you have in the United States of America. And to be honest, I think a lot of people are jealous of the patriotism that is in the United States and the absolute welcoming, and everyone's been super nice. Texas really does have that Southern hospitality. I've never seen before. And I think that some of you Democrats who don't realize just how good you have it, absolutely, let's trade passports, because there's a lot of people who would literally give limbs just to be able to live in this great country of the United States. And I don't think you guys realize just how good you have it. So yeah, if anyone wants a Canadian passport, we're totally willing to trade these, so let us know.
Here is an effective solution for those who want to leave the United States after Trump got elected. It's right here in front of you. Make the trade.
Is a 74-year-old Trump supporter who lives in Palo Alto. He casually went about his business today, still sporting the red MAGA hat that prompted a loud confrontation with a woman at a Palo Alto Starbucks 2 days ago.
This crazy woman came over, started raving at me. She turned to the rest of Starbucks. Hey, everybody, here's this racist here. He's a Nazi and so forth.
The woman, Rebecca Parker Mankey, then began taking photos and posting about it on her Facebook, saying she was going to shame him, get him fired. Victor says she left, then came back and tried to rile the Starbucks crowd once more. In fact, the opposite happened. People started harassing Parker Mankey's family and her employer, Griffin Stringed Instruments, where she worked as an accountant. The store owner decided to fire her after he read her Facebook posts.
It's just not consistent with our values.
No one answered the door at Parker Mankey's home.
She didn't want to discuss the issues with me. She wanted just to scream about Nazis and so on.
Trump won. We are officially about to become second-class citizens. We already were second-class citizens, but Trump is about to put that shit into law. So here's a tip. If you ever encounter a man If you ever encounter a man, this is what you can do. If you're scared, whatever, you don't want them around you. I've done it to people who have hate crimed me on the street in broad daylight. I've done it to men at the bar who won't leave me alone after I ask them nicely to leave several times. What you're going to do is bark at them. It draws attention to yourself. They get scared. There's like a look of fear in their eyes. They all get it. And they leave you alone. So yeah, I'm sure we've all tried to be nice and they follow us home and whatever. No longer being nice, we're barking.
Yeah, I think at this point, everyone is gonna turn into iShow speed, barking out of nowhere and saying weird shit like this.
What?
All right, brother, have a good one, man.
What sign? He's your president now.
He won.
He's your president now.
She couldn't even go address her own followers that night. How weak is that? And you wanted that for a leader? You're too weak to go represent the people that came to you? No, that's an awesome sign. Hell yeah, he won. Trump is back, baby. Trump is back, baby. Yes. Woo!
So did anybody else also note that only the swing states flipped red? Like nothing flipped blue, but everything flipped red. None of the swing states were blue. I'm pretty sure that's like never happened in history. And why is Trump so quiet? Why didn't Elon show up to his hearing today? Something going on there? Something happening? Maybe a little bit of fraud? Maybe?
Well, it's happening. The family wants to know what I'm doing for the holidays. I'm gonna be here with my dogs and my daughter, who is of childbearing age and now has to get an IUD at 17 years old. And I'm gonna be here with my son, who is a political target. And that should really tell you all you need to know about why I'm not gonna be hanging out with y'all for the holidays. So fuck off, choke on your turkey, bye.
The presidential election results that we have right now, they are not indicative of who is going to be our president moving forward, okay? I have known this. Spirit last night, they saw me worrying. Externally, it doesn't look good. But Spirit was even telling me last night, they were like, Kamala's gonna win. She's gonna win. This morning, results. It looks like Trump won. Spirit wanted me to come on as a medium to let you know. Trump, his time in office is definitively over.
Oh my god. Boo. Beware of the spirits. Bro, what the fuck is this bullshit? Spirits? Really? I think the spirits have better things to do. I don't think they want to get themselves involved in this bullshit.
The knowledge that Trump won the popular vote has actually destroyed my worldview. I think I always had solace in the fact that it wasn't the majority of people voting for Trump. Like when Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, that was kind of like, okay, so I'm not crazy. Like I'm not in the minority of people who want rights. Even though it wasn't like a vast minority of Trump supporters compared to Hillary Clinton supporters, it was still like, oh, like everything's still okay, you know? But now there's no denying it. The difference is so huge. And I actually feel insane. Like, at school today, I know it's been 2 days since we figured out who won the election, but I was so sad today. And I just looked around and everyone else seemed, like, relatively normal. It's like, I can't get past this. It's like everything I've ever learned and everything I've ever comprehended in my own brain has been shattered. And there's nothing I can do.
I don't care how you phrase it, but if you voted for a misogynistic, convicted felon, narcissistic, homophobic man who only wanted to get in this position for his own personal gain, then you and I, we're not cool anymore.
Don't try to tell me it's just politics, let it go. Don't try to tell me that the stock market went up today. You're all idiots. I will never compromise my personal beliefs and body to save money on gasoline or for Elon Musk to be richer. And yes, I own a Tesla and I'm ashamed of it.
I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on here because something feels fucking weird, and I have avoided saying something, one, because everyone's talking about it, but I don't want to stoop to that level, but something feels fucking weird. I'm one of the people who woke up in the middle of the night of election night just feeling a weird feeling, and I spent all day Thursday with a horrible fucking headache, like sleeping all day, only waking up to throw up, and I've seen other people say that shit as well. Something is fucking weird, and I love a conspiracy person just as much as the next, but I really do believe that something is weird going on. So I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm kind of hopeful. I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen.
Man, they just can't accept the outcome of this election. These liberals need to stop making this election dramatic and get over it.
Have a good day. Blessings to you. Blessings.
Oh my God. People like that, we still need state hospitals.
Personally, I don't. I think that a lot of voters really don't like fake people, and they're sick and tired of fake politicians. And so what I actually think is worse is saying something you don't believe. And so if during the entire time in campaign season, you're saying that you're down with trans people or like the LGBT community, and then you lose an election, and then the next day you say all that stuff was wrong, I actually think what people are more upset about is someone was doing something they didn't believe and just saying something. Like, if you actually weren't about that life, why did you campaign as though you were?
Is anybody else struggling because they had a really normal childhood and like good, nice parents? And yeah, there was like obviously some shit because nobody's perfect, but for the most part, you were a happy child. And in the last 4 years in particular, they've just become absolutely brainwashed Trumpers. And you don't know really how to see past it to the point where you don't even want to go home for Thanksgiving or Christmas anymore. Even though, again, everything was pretty hunky-dory back then. Like, why am I getting text messages from my mother, who was a public school teacher for 30 years, saying it's not personal? It is personal, babe.